question says, what is casting down imaginations and bringing thought into captivity in daily practice?
This world is a thought planet. Everything that is rooted in the thought that produced it. God had a thought to create man. When he came on the scene to make man, he made everything man will need with man. That's how we have the planet. Computer was anything that does not exist first as a thought is not allowed in our planet. Do you understand? It's not allowed. Nothing is in the created world that does not begin with a thought. So the root of all things are the thoughts that produce them. Okay? So it means that the root of every stronghold, every battle is in the thought realm. That's why we fight by the word. The logos, the thing, what we call logos, is not actively the word of God. It's God's thoughts. It is the rhema that is the word of God as it is captured in the law with language. Logos is not word, it's thought. It's flowing thought. Okay? By faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things that we see were not made from things that do appear. The word there is logos. By faith we understand that the things that were made, by faith we understand that the worlds were framed, thank you, by the word of God, the thought. So the frame for everything that you see is a thought. Do we understand that? Now, so thought is the origin. Stronghold of imagination is the destiny. So what is a stronghold? A stronghold is anything that holds you strong. That's a stronghold. In order to break a stronghold, you must travel back to the thoughts that produced it. If the thoughts of God produced it, travel back to if demonic suggestions and words and invocations produced it, you must have access to the thought life, because as a man thinketh, so he is. So the center of our being is our thought. So casting down imaginations and bringing thoughts into captivity in daily practice is really simple. It just means that everything God has for you is in God's thoughts. In order to enter your destiny, you must be in God's thoughts. So when you're studying the Word of God, you're buying into the mind of the Spirit. Being led by the Spirit of God is buying into the mind of the Spirit as well. So casting down imaginations is also knowing that anything the devil has done too is rooted in demonic spiritual thoughts that were generated and are being acted upon. Okay? So the ability to identify that a thought is not of God, is of the enemy, and counter it with something that's rooted in God's thought. Let me give you a practical example. The two questions before now says, how can I get God to be good to me all the time? And my answer is, cast down the thoughts that God is not good all the time. So when you relate with things and you relate with people, don't stop at the concrete people you see. Think about the fact that the spirit realm, the realm of thought, is actually engineering everything that you see, and be alive in that realm. Something crosses your mind, it is not of the Lord, quench it immediately. And also fill your mind with the Word of God, because the Word of God are the thoughts of God. Okay? But let me tell you this about casting down thoughts and imaginations. When you have thoughts that did not come from the Spirit of God, and so will not produce the destiny of God in your life, don't use thoughts to counter thoughts. Use words. Don't think against those thoughts. Speak against those thoughts. Don't feel, okay, you see, part of the reason why some people don't win over losses, every time you have a lustful thought, you want to generate a holy thought to counter the lustful thought. That's why you never win. You're not supposed to think to fight that thought. You're supposed to speak to cancel that thought. And so, when it comes to casting out imagination, bringing thoughts to captivity, it's using the words of God, because that's where all his thoughts are. And using it against anything that's in and around you that's against the will of God. Yeah. One of the reasons why you can get a report from the doctor that says you are sick like this and sick like this and sick like this, and although you know it's factual, you don't accept it, is you want to pull, you don't want that imagination to rise. You want to keep it in captivity. So you know what the doctor said, but you know the report of the Lord, and you accept the doctor is not a bad person. You accept the report of the Lord against the doctor's report, and you're not throwing away the doctor's report. You're just saying, my life is run by a higher rule, a higher life controls me. Or that this may be real, it may be correct, but I have truth that transcends these facts. And I choose to stay in that thought. I'm teaching you how to cast down imaginations. So if you allow thoughts that are not of the Lord, thoughts that just keep telling you, oh, you're poor, you'll always be poor, you're nobody, going nowhere in a hurry, you've accepted all those kinds of things. Well, imaginations are, those thoughts are going on rampage, and they will produce concrete reality in your life. The way God's thoughts produces concrete reality all around us. So cast them down, speak the words of God to it, be discerning of things, even some things that sound correct but are not true. Because truth is a person. It's not a combination of ideas. It's a person. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So we measure every thought by Jesus Christ, and we do what Jesus did when Jesus was face to face with the devil. The devil said to him this, and Jesus said this. The devil said to him this, and Jesus said. He always spoke. We know that the devil is spirit, so he was speaking through thoughts. Jesus was a person, so he was speaking through words. And that's where we learn to reply every negative thought with a physical word.